Good afternoon. Everybody knows me. I'm John Moore, and before we start, I'm going to go right through everybody standing next to me, beside me, is part of the OEM team. Other members were in meetings at the OEM team. They weren't necessary to be here, but we're starting from the right. We have Deputy Police Chief Guy Thompson, Councilman Jesse Kendall, Councilwoman Eileen Chapman, myself, Fire Chief Kevin Kennedy, Deputy Mayor Amy Quinn, Sonia Spina, Communications Director, Councilwoman Yvonne Clayton, OEM Director Garrett Giverson, Police Chief David Kelso, our City Attorney Fred Raffetto, and our City Manager Donna Vieira. So as everybody knows, with everything going on in the world, it's been chaotic, and it gets more chaotic day and hour by hour. That was a little bit why we're a little bit late starting. So let me just start off again. Good afternoon. The majority of us up here have taken an oath and sworn on a Bible that we would faithfully, impartially, and justly do the best for Asbury Park, New Jersey, and the United States. We have at both the state and city levels asked the public to use good judgment and to limit public gatherings regarding COVID-19. Frankly, this is not working. In an effort to slow the spread and hasten the passing of this crisis, in an abundance of caution, we have decided to take the following measures. These decisions were not made in a vacuum. We have been monitoring, meeting daily, and discussing all options. In an effort to fulfill my duties as mayor to the 17,000 residents of Asbury Park, the announcement that Gary and Amy are going to read are the decisions that had to be made and we're making today. And the decisions we are making today, we will be the first city in Monmouth County, and I'm sure once everybody gets the gravity of this worldwide crisis, others will be following us, but we cannot, as Asbury Park, sit back and wait. We have to take the lead. So I'd like to call up OEM Director Garrett Giverson, and he'll read the statement, and then Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. Proclamation of state of emergency to all citizens of Asbury Park and to all departments, divisions, and bureaus of the municipal government of the City of Asbury Park. Whereas, by reason of the rapidly evolving outbreak of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, there is a need for immediate local government operations in order to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the people of the City of Asbury Park and the public in general, and to take all precautionary actions necessary in order to avoid an exacerbation and worsening of existing health conditions. And whereas, pursuant to the powers vested in me, NJSA A 9-40.5, and by ordinances adopted by the City of Asbury Park and other relevant authority, I have the authority to declare a state of local disaster emergency within the City of Asbury Park. And whereas the aforesaid laws authorize the promulgation of such orders, rules, regulations, and emergency management operations as are necessary to meet the various problems which have or may be presented by such an emergency. Now, therefore, in accordance with the aforesaid laws, given current circumstances, I do hereby declare that a state of local disaster emergency exists within the City of Asbury Park in accordance with this proclamation. I will issue such orders, rules, regulations, and emergency management operations as are necessary in order to protect the health and safety of the public as circumstances progress. Thank you.
Afternoon, everybody. I want to take 1 minute and just thank all of the people you're seeing here and a lot of the other city staff who for the last 48 hours have been nonstop on the phone at City Hall trying to make decisions, knowing decisions have consequences to both residents and local businesses. I also want to say that this is a fluid situation. So as of March 15th at 1:48, this is what is taking place, but we're going to reserve the right to change that as things unfold in Asbury Park. Effective March 15th, the City of Asbury Park's Emergency Management Coordinator has declared a state local disaster emergency within the City of Asbury Park due to the rapidly evolving outbreak of the coronavirus in order to protect the health and safety of our community. Effective immediately, city facilities will be closed to the public. In addition, certain restrictions will be placed upon service establishments in Asbury Park, requiring early closings on a daily basis. Restrictions will stay in effect until further notice. All service establishments in Asbury Park with a liquor license, bars and restaurants, must close to the public on a daily basis no later than 10 p.m., beginning March 15th. Service establishments without a liquor license, but that have a capacity of 75 or more, restaurants, event spaces, hotel lobbies, retail, etc., will be required to close no later than 10 p.m., beginning today. The city encourages the businesses to be proactive and to follow the guidelines of the CDC, which include social distancing, the listing of patrons of their establishments, and continual cleaning and sanitation facilities. Visitors may be subject to fines and penalties up to $1,000 and/or 6 months in jail if they violate this. In order to minimize exposure for employees and to ensure continuity of municipal services, all city facilities will be closed to the public effective right now, including City Hall, Municipal Court, Public Library, Senior Center, and the Department of Public Works. City Hall will continue to operate and be responsive to residents' needs through phone and online communications. All essential services will continue. In other words, you'll have trash pickup, updates, information, and advisories about how our community is affected, and that will continue on our City of Asbury Park website. We encourage everybody to check our website and also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and all the other social medias. So we're going to take a couple of quick questions.
Donna, did you want to say anything?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mayor, Council, staff. This has been a long 48 hours. I want everyone to know that we're doing everything we can to mitigate this pandemic that's occurring around us. Asbury Park is unique as we are a small city that has a lot of visitors, as you all know. We are a destination. We closed our train station a few days ago to help alleviate what we anticipate to be an influx of people over the weekends. We have a lot of events that have been canceled, and we thank our local businesses for being proactive with this. However, we ask that you give us patience as we try to navigate the next few days regarding calls to City Hall. We will do our best to provide the services you're all accustomed to receiving. And please be safe, and please be cognizant of how dangerous this pandemic really is. Thank you.
If somebody has a couple quick questions, we will go ahead.
I'm just curious, I know that in Asbury Park you have a senior center and that senior center will be closing. Are there any kind of, any things being done to help make sure that the senior population or the homeless population, the most vulnerable around us, are being taken care of or watched during this?
Yes, those measures are being discussed right now between staff and Doug, who runs social services. As much as City Hall will be closed, social services will have a small office in the lobby, and so anybody who needs social services or help will have access to that department. It will be moved from the second floor to the first floor, so that will be open. The lobby will be closed, the bathrooms will be open in the lobby, but it's going to be strictly enforced. It's not going to be a hangout. Like if you have business in there with social services or have to go to the bathroom, fine. But if you're hanging around, after 15 minutes, the police will escort you out.
So if somebody needs a place to stay, they'll be able to go in and get help.
Correct. And as far as like the logistics, as far as closing the senior center, as far as, and that was done a couple of days ago, as far as getting the meals to the 20 or 25 regular ones, that's being worked on as we speak.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And if, okay.
Yeah, I got a couple questions from Facebook over here. Is there going to be a public curfew in the near future?
It's changing day to day. What we did today is what we did, and like I said, it's fluid. We have the ability, as the way it was written, to change it day to day, hour to hour. Hoboken did one a day or so, and they've changed it already. So the worse this gets, and believe me, I'm not being Mr. Doom and Gloom, this is going to get worse before it gets better. The need is to get in front of this. Seattle did not have the opportunity to get in front of this. Seattle got clobbered. Seattle and the rest of the places that got clobbered are reaching out and saying, do not do what we did. You have the opportunity to get in front of this. New Jersey, cities, state, get in front of this. Shut this down. The quicker we shut this down, the quicker we all get back to some type of a normal life.
And can somebody reread the enforcement for the 10 p.m. curfew?
Sir.
All service establishments in Asbury Park with a liquor license, bars and restaurants, must close to the public on a daily basis no later than 10 p.m. beginning today. Service establishments without a liquor license but that have an occupancy of 75 or more, event spaces, hotel lobbies, VFW, will be required to close no later than 10 p.m. on a daily basis. And I'm going to do one plead to businesses. So if you are packing them in and there is no social distancing going on, this is going to change from 10. So you have an opportunity to keep this at 10, or you have an opportunity for us to shut the entire thing down. So my plea to our bars and restaurants is you better not pack them in.
Seeing no other questions, we thank you for your patience, us being a little bit late. I have to thank everybody up here and other members, Doug Schultz, George Sella, Bill McClave. I'm sure I'm missing other ones who are part of the OEM, but they weren't necessary to stick around for this news conference, so we let them go home. But the entire city has been vigilant on this. We reached out to our legislators, be it at the county level and state level, and they knew this was coming, and Vin Gopal and Tom Arnone will both be getting a copy of this within 5 minutes, and we were assured by both that they think we were doing the right thing, and they're hoping every other city in the county does the right thing and does what Asbury Park is doing. So we did not do this in a vacuum, as I said. Last night, I reached out to the governor's office and said, quite frankly, your recommendations are not working. We do not need recommendations. I could say, Mr. Governor, I recommend you go to your bank and give me $1 million. It's not going to happen. So to recommend that we don't have overcrowding in bars, and the problem is a lot of people, the more the studies are going on, and these are studies from CDC and these are studies from WHO, World Health Organization, the countries in Europe that did not get in front of this, the states that did not get in front of this are the ones being clobbered. And the countries that did get in front of this, they're being asked, well, how did you stop this? We got in front of it and we took steps. So that's what we're doing now. They're not draconian steps. They're first steps. We're hoping this is as far as we have to go. But again, Hoboken did basically the same thing, and they've already changed it and made it more severe. We're not looking to go that route, but we're trying to do the best. And our duty is to do the best for the 17,000 residents of Asbury Park.
Thank you. I just have a quick question about the parking. I saw some things online about people being ticketed when they're at their places of business trying to figure out what to do.
Parking has not been reduced. If to reduce it, then we'd have free parking. We may get more people going to the bar. So no, there's no reduction in parking. Tickets will still be issued.
But if it's like merchants who have, who are trying to get their business taken care of.
It was same. Everything's in enforcement as far as parking. I'm sure our police officers, if they see somebody, which they do 365, if they see a business with their flashers on and somebody's loading or unloading, they've been very conscientious to know not to give them tickets. But if somebody's just double parking a car there, yeah, they're going to get a ticket. If somebody's not paying the meters, yes, they're going to get a ticket.
Thank everybody for coming out here.
Yes, sir.
So if it is going to get worse before it gets better, is there any contingency plan for basically a quarter of the people that live in this town that work in these industries that are going to be essentially jobless?
That's going to be, I think, more addressed at the state level and the federal level, where the House has already passed a bill for early and enhanced unemployment, and the Senate hopefully passes that tomorrow. That frees up a lot of money, and we think actions like this by cities taking the lead will get the county to take the lead, get the state to take the lead. Obviously, the states declared emergencies right from the beginning to get the federal money. That's not a question like the city. We will contact our legislators, be it Congressman Pallone, be it state legislators, and make sure like it is a problem. Like there's going to be, this is a,
You have an entire section.
it's a pandemic with a terrible result in deaths, but this is also a financial crisis to the entire United States. So I'm hopeful that Washington does open up and I feel confident they will.
John, real quick, what about the schools? Any word on?
The schools, to the best of my knowledge, are closed tomorrow at 12:30.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all, and everybody just stay vigilant. Do what everybody's, wash your hands. Have a good day. Sorry we had to do this, but it was the right thing to do.
Thanks, everybody.